Welcome to the Zoom Experience Tour. My name is Morella Heimbuck. I'm a Zoom Room specialist. That is Patrick Kelly. Patrick Kelly, thank you so much for being a guest with us today. Now, why did I bring together this combo? Me working in the office and Patrick working from home? Well, because Zoom is all about making hybrid work for everyone, regardless of where you are. In a man cave, like that is seriously the most epic man cave I've ever seen in my life. And the traditional work environment here at Zoom, where we've got offices, we've got desks, we've got phone booths, we've got small conference rooms, large conference room, all hand spaces, etc. So how do we all make this work today? We don't have enough time to talk about all the different room configurations and everything that Zoom spaces have to offer, but we're gonna leave you with enough of a taste that will leave you thirsty for more. So with that being said, Patrick, how in the world do you make work from home work for you within the Zoom platform? And rewind a little bit. You used to be quite a Microsoft guy too, and I bet that Microsoft name still comes up quite a bit in this space.
I've worked for Zoom for the last 4.5 years. And prior to that, I worked for Microsoft for 12 years. So I have a lot of discussions with our customers who, a lot of our customers are Microsoft customers, but they're also Google customers as well. How does the Zoom platform work inside an ecosystem like Microsoft or Google? So let's kind of walk through the day in the life of an information worker or a knowledge worker, right? You start out your day at home, right? You probably start out reading email and chat and all that good stuff. But then how do you convert that to when you go into the office? So let's kind of look at those workflows and see what they look like from the lens of Zoom inside of a Microsoft and Google ecosystem. So here's my desktop, right? Here's my Zoom desktop. You're probably all familiar with what this desktop looks like. You just start out your day. Let's start out in chat. A chat right here as a brand new chat in the Office 365 integration channel. So let's just go to that channel. You can tell it's a channel because it's got a little pound sign by it. Let's go right here. There's an unread chat thread. What if I could have AI Companion, our AI engine, actually summarize this entire chat thread? And I can do that by clicking this button. It says summarize the entire chat thread. See what it says. Let's crank it up. Live demo here, AI Companion. Look at that. Patrick requested that all his team members submit a status report. That's great. Blah, blah, blah. Keep on their current task. So basically, all those chats that I've gotten last night or the previous day, I've summarized in one quick paragraph. And now I can also reply to that. So I can also reply to all those threads. I can open it up if I really want to. And then I could create a reply to that by literally hitting AI Companion to create a reply that says, thanks, will do, right? And then it could create and generate a new chat thread. Now imagine I was on vacation and I had a whole bunch of these chat threads that are going on. I could quickly connect and summarize all those chat threads and get up to speed on everything that I missed while I was out of the office. So that's the first level, right? So, but I'm getting ready for a meeting. I want to create some collaboration, right? I can certainly chat back and forth, but part of the meeting, I want to share a presentation or share a slide deck or share an Excel spreadsheet. And in the past, I would have to leave Zoom to go to Microsoft or Google to create those, right? I would have to leave Zoom, go to a PowerPoint presentation, create a PowerPoint presentation, save that presentation to OneDrive or SharePoint or locally, and then I had to upload that presentation into chat, and then I had to send that presentation. I would have to apply permissions to that presentation for everybody in the channel. That's a lot of mouse clicks and a super inefficient way to actually collaborate and create content. What if I could tell you I can do all that stuff inside of Zoom Team Chat today? I can create Microsoft documents inside of Zoom Team Chat. I can create Google documents inside of Zoom Team Chat, and never do I have to leave the Zoom client to do that. Look at this. I want to create a new file, right? So I'll click on File. Would you look at that? All the Office 365 documents and applications are literally built in to my Zoom app right here. I can literally say, hey, let's create a new PowerPoint presentation. Real quick, PowerPoint demo, we'll just call it demo 45 because I probably have 44 already in here. So we're going to save that demo and we're going to create a PowerPoint presentation right from Zoom. Oh, look at that. PowerPoint opens up right from Zoom. So let's just do a quick slide. I don't care what it is, stock image, so I don't get sued by anybody. And we'll just pull up. Oh, look at that, a cow. Hey, I grew up on a farm, Marilla, so I like cows. So let's just insert that inside there. Boom. We'll just create a new design on that too. We'll use the designer tool and PowerPoint. And guess what? We've created a slide in PowerPoint right from Zoom. Now imagine there's 30 or 40 of these slides. It's going to be a long presentation. But now I want to share this PowerPoint slide with everyone in the channel. Let's go back to my channel. Look at that. Demo 45 already built in. I can now send it to everyone in the channel, and they now have access to that PowerPoint slide. Why that's important now is, remember I told you I had to save it and upload it? I don't have to do any of that because Zoom Team Chat can now integrate fully with SharePoint and OneDrive. So every file I create in Zoom Team Chat is literally automatically saved to SharePoint. If I created an individual file for a person I want to send it to, it's automatically created it in OneDrive. And we can check that real quick. Let's go back to the slide deck. Would you look where that's at? It's in the SharePoint site, already built in. So now, in the past, all those files used to be in Zoom, and if I had file repository with SharePoint and OneDrive, if I was a Microsoft customer, now we've combined those. We can combine forces and create those files inside of SharePoint. So all security and compliance measures apply to everything inside of Zoom. So now, boom, we sent that file, we created, I showed you how to do that. That was in Microsoft. What about Google? Some of the Google customers are saying, hey, what about Google Documents? Guess what? I can do the exact same thing in Google. I can apply permissions to Google as well. So let's just do, again, a quick, we'll just do a sheets here real quick. We'll do demo 46 just so I don't have to rename it again. We'll create that demo and look what's going to happen. We're going to create a brand new Google Excel spreadsheet. Excel, I guess just a Google Sheet spreadsheet, and now share that with everyone in the channel as well. So the Google Padres and brothers, you can do the same thing in Google. Watch this. I can then apply permissions to this file. Anybody in the channel could be a member. Anybody in my organization can be a member. Anybody can be a commenter. I can literally granularly permit everyone, anyone with this link to have this exact view permissions. And so as soon as I apply those permissions back in Google Drive, it's applied those permissions for me. I don't have to leave Zoom to do it. I can literally do it from right here. So then all those files that we've sent over the course of this channel, we kind of get lost. I'm like, hey, where are those files at? How do I access those files? I can't remember when Morella sent that. Well, guess what? You don't have to remember that anymore because literally we have resource tabs built in. So look at my Zoom client. I have resource tabs built into the Zoom Team Chat channel. So let's just go to the resources tab. Now let's just take a look at it. Would you look at that? Demo 45 is right here. It's already in the resources. Demo 46 is already right here. It's in the resources, but we can even go beyond that. What if we wanted to talk about maybe videos that we've had? Look at this. A video, look at that. There's a video of me already in the channel that I shared already. It's amazing because now we're completely organized inside of Zoom Team Chat. Let's take it a little bit further. We just talked about all those SharePoint sites that we have integrated with Zoom Team Chat. What if I can go right here and look at the SharePoint site directly right from my resources tab? Would you look at that? Demo 45 already in the SharePoint site because it was automatically saved there when I created that file. Super cool ways to use resources to keep organized inside of Zoom Team Chat, completely integrated with Google and Microsoft. Let's take it a step above. Think about this channel. We probably have weekly meetings that we need to keep notes on and share notes. What if I could just share all the notes inside the channel? Guess what? I can, because I can create notes as a tab inside the channel as well. Again, everyone's completely organized and up to date, and they don't have to hunt where all those notes were at. We literally have them right in the resource. What about whiteboards? I love to brainstorm on whiteboards. I love mind maps. In fact, earlier today, I created this mind map on successful presentation templates. But somebody complained, they're like, hey, I like stickies better. Do you know how long it would take me to manually make like 10 stickies on this topic? Well, I can tell you right now, manually it would probably take me 10, 15 minutes. But what if I could ask AI Companion to create those stickies for me? Let's do it. AI Companion's right here. Let's create 10 stickies, 10 information, let's just presentation topics. And look what's going to happen. I'm actually going to generate some stickies right here. 10 presentation ideas in stickies. Amazing. So now everyone in the channel has access to this whiteboard, and we can co-author and brainstorm on the exact same whiteboard. And it's, again, right there as a resource, so I don't have to worry about anything. Okay, So what's the next thing you do? You check chat. We created a presentation. We created a Google Sheets document. We created a brand new whiteboard. After chat, what do you typically do? I typically go check email. But my email's in Outlook, right? I have an Exchange email account. Typically, so I'd have to go to Outlook to check all my email. What if I could reverse that workflow? What if I could bring Outlook into the Zoom client? You saw on the Zoom client on the very top navigation bar, we have icons that go to all the functions and modalities that Zoom has. One of those functions is mail. And look at this. I've actually integrated my Microsoft Exchange email inside the Zoom client. I no longer have to go to Outlook to check email, to reply to email, to forward email. I can literally just check on the mail tab inside of the Zoom client and boom, my Microsoft email is right here. How do you know it's Microsoft? Because there's a little Microsoft symbol right here. And in fact, what if those Google people are like, hey, what about my Google email? Guess what? We can add that too. Just add an account, and guess what? Google email is available right there. So again, with AI Companion Chat, we literally reread a thread, right? We composed an AI Companion Chat reply. What about the same in email? What if I have a long email and I really don't, Marilla, you sent me a really long email about a tattoo gun the other day. I was really interested. I wanted to reply, but I thought it would take me too long to actually type out a reply. What if I could have AI Companion compose a reply? So look at this. There's a brand new email that says, hey, there's the Ink Master Pro 3000 tattoo gun. I'm really interested. I really didn't want to read the whole thing, but I at least wanted to reply. What if I could have AI Companion compose a reply? Say, what kind of reply do I want? I'm going to have AI Companion say, hey, thank you for sharing this exciting news. I really want to purchase this with a 20% off discount. I can literally now insert that AI Companion generated email, send it off. Look at that. I just saved myself 5 minutes of typing an email. So now we have chat. We have integrated with Office 365 and Microsoft. We have mail integrated with Microsoft. What about calendar? You can see all my calendars over here on the right side. Those are actually stored in Exchange. We now integrate the calendar feature inside of Zoom with Microsoft Exchange. I can just type on calendar, and guess what? I see all my meetings for the day. I can see my Zoom meetings. I can even see my Teams meetings. You don't believe me? Let's go to Outlook and check it out. It's the exact same calendar. We have synchronization across the platform again now inside of Zoom and Microsoft Exchange. Again, saving me all those mouse clicks that I have to do throughout the day as a knowledge worker, information worker. Something that's really cool though is we created Excel documents, we created PowerPoint doc, we created Google Docs, but those are all in disparate places. What I'd really like is if one document could contain everything. Right here is Zoom Docs. We have the ability to have a complete document that contains all information. So now I don't have to go to PowerPoint or Excel or Google or email or look at my meeting summaries in all these disparate places. I can literally create it in one document. Let's take a look. There's a document right here called Doc Tour. Guess what? We're going to take a little tour of the document. We're going to open it up in browser. It's a little bit easier to read. So right here, I created a brand new document that talks about all the things that we're going to talk about in the meeting later on in the day that I have to go to the executive boardroom. But I wanted to add that new whiteboard that I just created. How do I do that? Watch this. We're just going to we're going to embed it. We're actually going to embed the whole whiteboard right inside of Zoom. So let's embed that. Let's just select the existing whiteboard. We just created one. Right here it is with those 10 stickies. Right now, we're embedding that entire whiteboard inside of one document. So now I don't even have to go to whiteboard anymore. I can just go to this document and it's right there. What else can we do? How about this? I was supposed to write a blog on 10 presentation ideas, but I didn't really have time. So let's just have AI Companion do it for me. Write a blog on presentation ideas. And this blog, again, would have taken me, what, 30, 40 minutes to write? What if I could, I can't say blog because I mistyped it, but that you understand what I was trying to say. I created a brand new blog on presentation ideas inside of Zoom. Look at that. It even solved my mistake and figured out I wanted to say blog instead of blong. That's super cool. It knows the action that I'm trying to do. So now there's 10 presentation ideas, again, embedded in this document, one place where I can go. What if I wanted to link YouTube videos? Look at that. I can create a YouTube video link here. But what if I really wanted to embed the YouTube video? Guess what? I can. I can actually play that video right in the middle. Oh man. So now I create that YouTube video right inside that Zoom doc. Let's create it even further. What about if I wanted to showcase, hey, here's the entire script for that video. I wanted to embed an entire Google document. I can do that right here. I literally can have a co-authoring, co-editing ability to enable Google document embedment inside that Zoom doc. What about Excel spreadsheets or Google Sheets? I can embed those as well. What about Google Slides? I can embed slides in this whole presentation, in this whole doc. I can now literally look at this slide and preview the slide right from the Zoom doc without having to open up Google Slides. Again, saving me efficiency and productivity on all my knowledge worker information ideas. What about embedding Word documents? I can do that too. What about quotes from famous people? Can do that too. I can do call out features in the doc. I can create tables in the doc. I can embed pictures in the doc. What if I wanted to have audio in the doc? I can have electric guitars inside the documents, audio things inside the documents, all embedded. What about a meeting we talked about, OBS and software the last week I had? I wanted to have that in one split space. I can put meeting summary, AI companion generated meeting summaries inside one document. Again, giving me easy referral to all those places. If I was a mathematician, I want to have a formula here. I don't even know what that formula means, but I just created it because I could. What about coders? What about those software developers? They want to put code inside of a document. Yeah, I can do that too. I have no idea what this code is, but you get the point. I have the ability to create everything inside of one document. Now I don't have to wonder where everything's at. It's inside of one document. And imagine having this for every single project you have, and you don't have to hunt to find where all these things are. They're all in one document. Calendars, literally, the world's your oyster here, whatever ideas you want. Okay, so now we've created a whole bunch of documents. We replied to emails. We replied to chat. We created a whiteboard, and now we need to get ready to go to the office, right? We need to present all these ideas in an executive boardroom. But first, I have to book the boardroom. How do I do that? A lot of times you're in Outlook, right? If you're a Microsoft customer, you're probably in Outlook reserving rooms. But guess what? We have full Zoom Workspace integration inside of Outlook, and I'll show you. Let's go to Outlook, and we're just going to create a new event here. We have to book a meeting later today, and let's go to look at this. There's a Zoom icon inside of Outlook. Let's click on it. Oh my God! Would you look at that? Reserve a workspace inside of Outlook. Now I can see all the available workspaces in my office. This is a pretty important meeting, Marilla. So I'm going to pick the executive room. And there's a picture of what it looks like inside of Outlook. So I'm going to book that. And that's a pretty cool experience, but we can take it a level above. What if we did the same thing, but we did it in Zoom? We literally have workspace integration inside of Zoom. So now I can even expand that level where I can see, oh my gosh, I can see the entire floor plan of the office, and I see exactly what offices are free and what offices are reserved because they're red or green. I think that's a pretty cool way to integrate Microsoft and Google inside of the Zoom workplace, allowing you to literally easily integrate both those big ecosystems with the Zoom ecosystem. So Marilla, I booked my room, I'm heading to the car, and now what happens when I get to the office? What's it look like for me?
In person, virtual, it doesn't matter. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. We are in person. And our first stop that we often do at Zoom is we've got a couple of things. One, we want to speak face-to-face with someone. Two, we might have to check in a visitor. And three, let's find our way around the office. And that's all achievable through our Zoom Workspace, reservations, visitor management, and virtual receptionist on a Zoom Room kiosk. This is using a device. In this case is a Yealink A24 all-in-one appliance. It's touch enabled, has everything that you need for Zoom Rooms to function plug and play. But this could be very different other options. Here what I'm going to do is select the video icon. This was built around the concept of ensuring that your employees and your guests are able to be greeted and expedited very easily. Now all I need to do on my end is select an option. In this case, let's reach out to a receptionist. On the back end, someone is going to ring and they're going to answer on their Zoom client. I am going to, oh, look at that. Well, hello, Cam. How are you today?
Hi, Marla. I'm great. How can we help you?
Hey, we want to get started with this webinar. We're here in San Jose. Can we get started?
Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Now from there, I mean, you guys can imagine this is very user-friendly, but with Zoom Contact Center, it can take a new breath of fresh life. The possibilities are pretty endless. So you can customize the icons, customize the individuals that are going to be rung on the other end. All right, so we're here. We've spoken with someone. Let's go ahead and go through the motion for the visitor. Now with our visitor, you can do one of two things. You can pre-register a guest, and in that case, you would get a registration code, you punch it in, and the host is notified. You can print out your badge and you're good to go. It expedites the entire process. Alternatively, impromptu, you just go right on through and fill out your information, your host, questionnaire, take a picture, voila, still go through the motion and print out the badge. So that's visitor management, and the entire host of functions is going to be managed in one single portal. In fact, Patrick, everything that you've done at home and I'm doing here in the office, it's all set up within one single portal, which is our Zoom portal, right? All right, so the next one, you saw Patrick's map. He's able to make reservations right from in Workspace reservation. That same interaction is duplicated here on the kiosk. In fact, you upload this map one time, folks. You upload JPEG format, you drag and drop all of your resources. Now, what are resources? The Zoom rooms are going to be on this map free of cost. You just drag and drop, but there are other considerations, such as parking spots in San Jose. So tons of EV parking spot. You want to actually even go through the motions in reserving a parking spot for your visitor, or a hot desk for your visitor, or a hot desk for yourself, or a locker, a wellness room, you name it, you can do that within our Workspace reservations tool. How simple it is? Well, I can easily navigate to any of these rooms, select, you see the picture, the occupancy, you can go through the motion of going ahead and booking it directly from here. So in this case, there you go, I booked it for a little later today. If I want to book a desk, right, a hot desk or a hoteling, go ahead and drag and drop how long I need to reserve that through. This is a pretty cool next step. Now granted, I could have done all of this before coming into the office altogether, or I can visit my Zoom client, scan that QR code, and because I'm using my client, which I'm already logged on to, there are no authentication processes needed here on the kiosk, right? Furthermore, if I wanted to access this on the go, we're all about making it simple. You could have accessed the entire Workspace reservations map right from within your Zoom client, from your laptop, your phone, and you can even filter and find resources that are specific to your needs while you're in the office. You can search right here on the kiosk, you can find individuals, you can find a conference room, and we also have a light wayfinding functionality that can point you to where you need to go. So this is all Workspace reservations built in right here on the kiosk. Let me show you the art of the possible at the desk. Pretty excited about this. So Patrick, I am presuming you're not coming in your car. You're probably coming in your motorcycle, in your Harley Davidson. So when you get here, the only thing that you need is bring your laptop, my friend. Right, so in my case, you've got the laptop, and all throughout the functions right here, you could very well have reserved this desk, and I reserved it right there, and you can see that reservation. If I have other options, such as this device here, you could very well have reserved this in advance, but if you don't, you can go through the motions, the same thing I just did, and scan that QR code, all right? Now what's going to happen if you have hardware such as this one, it's not mandatory, you've got a lot of freedom and flexibility, is here I've reserved it, I could have done this before coming in, I can check in, is going to check in with my credentials, and what you're going to see, the unit, without any further authentication process, is now going to be mine for the duration of the day. Now in my case, if I just have my laptop, all right, you could very well just have your laptop. You could also print out a QR code. Okay, you can do that too, or you can have something like this, right? This is an Embrava. Look at this. I really think this is absolutely phenomenal. You see the presence right here. If I pre-booked this space, it would have said that it's reserved by Morella, but here I'm able to do it right there on the spot. And when I'm done with this desk, I can manually check out, or I can just put my badge right next to it. So tons of possibility here that you can do, and I can use my laptop one-to-one all day, every day, and I can receive my phone calls from the devices that I've logged into, or I can use my client with my headset and join those calls. Flexibility is what we are giving you guys. You get to choose what works best for you. And with our hot desking, you can even check in upon arrival in the office with your Wi-Fi. So you've got that all available, and it's just a matter of what works best for you. What is your flavor? You've seen how I'm able to book a desk. I can book a conference room. I can book a lot of different things, and all of those resources are being managed and having native integration with your calendar. What that means at the end of the day is if you book on your calendar, it books here in Workspaces. If you book in Workspaces, it's going to book on your calendar. The reason why is because we don't want people stomping on top of each other, right? We don't want any double bookings. And that is also very helpful to have a room scheduling device outside of your conference room. This is also cherry on top. It's an added value that you get with a Zoom Room license. You can scroll through the day so you can see what's going on. If you have a check-in option, you can check in, reassures that you are here on site, and if you don't check in, it releases back into that Google or Outlook calendar. Now you can also book directly from here. This is pretty much a given, guys. There's tons of other software that does this, and you may even be paying for it. This is included with Zoom Room. It's not an additional cost. And I told you that Workspace reservations map is going to be pushed out in various different interactions here at Zoom, and here it is right outside of the conference room. So if I wanted to, for later today, book a conference room, I can go through that motions, no problem whatsoever. And in case there is double booking, I can go ahead and find a space, or if you guys just have a culture where you grab and go. I'm gonna adjust here to the camera. All right, you guys go ahead and come on in. Welcome to the conference room. This is a medium-sized conference room. Many of you may be familiar with these room setups. In fact, there's a couple of different stages that I work with clients directly. One is you have equipment that's legacy. You guys remember maybe Polycom, right? Cisco, very expensive teleconferencing set up in these rooms with integrated audio, integrated video. These rooms were easily $50,000 or more. And now it's greatly been simplified because of the Zoom Room software that resides on pretty much any hardware options that you have. It can be installed on a PC, so Windows or Mac, and you can add those peripherals, the particular microphones or speakers that you may wish. Now, the other one that we come into use case scenarios is you've got a laptop or a computer in the room where users walk in, they have to log in with their credentials. There is a huge security risk associated with you having a laptop on your network that is open for users to come in and use. Not only do you run a risk of security, but also the risk if I forget to sign out. That's an HR potential policy concern that you may have. Other people can go through and read your emails, etc. We also have a way that users have kind of troubleshooted that is they've got cables lined up and dongles lined up on the table, and they've got the ability to bring in their laptop and connect in what we call bring your own device. That is a workaround that's very efficient for a lot of people, but one of the reasons why customers come to Zoom is because that computer has been hijacked for that meeting now. So no, you can no longer take notes, right? You are also not gonna have a lot of function within the meeting, and a lot of the dependability of that call quality resides on your responsibility to make sure your computer was charged, to make sure it's up to the latest software, and that it's not going to run into any issues when you plug in to take over the peripherals in the room. So we've addressed all of these use case scenarios with the Zoom Room that becomes purpose-built for your space regardless of the size. We can address this size, 13 person conference room, 2 people, up to 1,000 in amphitheaters, maybe all hands area. So we've got your back. Now in this use case scenario, many of our Zoom rooms are going to reside, as I mentioned, on a PC. In this case, look at this thing. Looks like a soundbar, but it's actually a soundbar on steroids. Imagine Patrick Kelly as a Zoom room hardware device. You've got the computer is already built in here. The microphones are already built in. The speakers are built in. Guys, the camera is built in. Everything is built in. From an installation consideration now, this is just a matter of boom, plug and play, and you're ready to dance. You're ready to rock and roll, ride your bike, whatever your hobby is. But enough talking about what's in the room. Let me show you the interaction now. Let's go ahead and join this space. This is a Zoom room controller. This is going to be a remote control, also on steroids, let's say, and it's amazing. It's got the functionality at the convenience of your fingertips, and as we've already pointed this home, you've got integration with your calendar. That's how we're able to have that one click to join. I can replicate all of this also in my personal device, as you see here, and one click to join is available at my fingertips. Now this controller's user interface is purpose-built to be simple and also consolidate a lot of the functions in one place. If I want to make a phone call, audio, Zoom phone is integrated in the room, so you don't have to have additional speaker phones and etc. I also have the ability from the controller to join other meeting platforms. You already showed that functionality and that simplicity, that integration from home, Patrick, but here it is also in the room. So if I need to join a Microsoft Teams, Google, and WebEx meeting, and I did not invite the room, I could join it right there. I even have the ability to share content. Now, in the case where you've got a guest that comes into your office, they don't have a Zoom client, they can go to a browser and share content from their laptop into the room. So you see, you really don't need another computer in these rooms anymore. You even have the ability through proximity, through the Zoom app, share the screen completely wireless. You even have the ability to share from your iPhone and your iPad. I promise you I'm gonna show that to you in a call a little later, but let's go ahead in one click to join so you can see the user interface there. All right, Patrick, here I am in the room. So this is a really great way for me to just come in. I can go ahead and have a seat. I can set presets to the system. So I can have the entire bar actually select auto frame. I don't have to have it on manual mode. And by auto framing, this allows me to have the flexibility of pretty much sit anywhere I wish. This is the Logi Rally Bar Pro, and it is paired with a couple of other things. One of them being that the hardware itself does have the option to take into account this center table camera. This is the Logi site. And what's the benefit of having a center table camera? The built-in system here, Patrick, I assure you, doesn't need anything else. But we can add this auxiliary option. And why would you do this? Well, as if I have anybody else come into the room on cue. Hi. If she's going to have a seat, what's going to happen here is the built-in technology and the intelligence knows when we are in the space, and it can switch between the camera on the center, right? So you and I are talking. I don't want you guys seeing the side profile. I don't have to worry about it with this because it's getting that face-to-face interaction. So you guys at home are not really missing out on anything. But as soon as I go to the forward-facing camera and I'm talking to you guys, notice the interaction. Automatically, the camera does all of that. And guys, this is done with absolutely no user intervention. That's one option. And the other consideration here, I'm going to go back to manual mode because I want to introduce you something else in the room. And I'm going to control all of this. Check this out. I'm controlling it all from my app. This is a manual focus. It's pretty cool. I'm going to share with you right here. Check this out. I have the option to bring additional hardware into the room. Now, this is a use case scenario. If I were to bring this in, people in the back of the room are not being able to be seen very well. Also, this room doesn't have any whiteboards. I really love that whiteboard that you made earlier today, and I want to be able to do that kind of interaction here in this room. I can go ahead and do so right here. Now, this was a Zoom room that I could wheel in anywhere. And look at what we're able to do. Within a few moments, I can pair the Zoom room device into the room and boom, you've got additional camera visibility, right? I also have this touch interface. I also can see the meeting gets extended to here. So if we're sharing content, you can see all of that and you didn't have to install any of that good stuff, okay? Now, what I can also do is I can create the whiteboard. Once we are done, Patrick, we save this, we can revisit. It's our Zoom whiteboards are meant to be an infinite canvas. It's pretty awesome. I could even bring my whiteboards into this room, pair my phone to the room and all that good stuff. But I am minding the time and there's still so much more for us to see. Hopefully this is leaving you guys with some good conceptual ideas. Follow up with us and we can deep dive some more. Let's go to our next spot. This here is a round conference room table. You also see that the device is actually, if you go there you go, you can see that the bar is actually vertically installed. We have a room scheduling device. Various different hardware manufacturers have different flavors of what you need. Here's another one. This is D10. Here's the other one. This is actually a neat room and they've got a vast portfolio as well too. They've got a bar, 3 displays option, also a center table option for the camera, right? And the microphones are built into those. So that's another way that you can consider extending the microphone coverage. Because of time, I cannot go into all of these rooms today. We're limited. But rest assured, because Zoom is hardware agnostic, you can take all of these different hardware components and you can bring that familiarity into the software, for the end user at a brisk, right? It makes it very simple. One click to join, regardless of the hardware options you've selected. Now, another benefit, this is an added value. This is just sprinkles on top. You also get digital signage with Zoom Room licensing. You have the option to showcase events or highlight favorite books. I mean, this is one of my favorite books. It's a must. Maybe it's a birthday announcement that you're trying to announce on digital signage. Perhaps you want to upload videos without the sound. That's something that you can do with digital signage. You can even incorporate our Work Vivo to engage and to inform your AEs. Or your employees, right? You can stream Zoom meetings to this. Now we've got overflow areas, and in this case we're showing you can integrate it with Zoom Phone Free 911, alert any of your users of an evacuation notice. And guys, we do all of this and you upload the content right within the portal, right? And you make it live just like that. We even have a sharing key located on the top right hand corner of the screen in case you want to collaborate and share wirelessly to it. This is an option for you. Digital signage is supported with one single Zoom Room license as a standalone, like you see there, or in your Zoom rooms. You have the option to upload content or even choose between our playlist of instructions on how to use the Zoom Room. You see various different hardware options, dual display, on a cart, tons of considerations. Now, my next one here, I know this is going to be sweet for you, is I've got a Zoom room on a mobile cart. So I'm actually going to go right here and show you how simple it is for us to join a Teams meeting. You'll notice it's still a one click to join, so I can use one single device. All the meetings that it's invited to, you will be able to have one click to join. It doesn't have to be a hybrid meeting by any means, but if it is, you'll have the ability to either join Teams, Google, or WebEx. And you saw that was the Teams logo. I'm just on the client. I have to admit that user into the meeting, and that's pretty much all I need to do. The next one here is the Google. One click to join too. You see the Google logo, and you're in the meeting. You saw firsthand. We are working with these software providers to enhance that functionality for the end users, and we also have other partners such as Pexip elevate it even further. All right, so that's how easy that is. And we can address a lot of different use case scenarios in various different sizes of spaces. Now in this room, welcome to our classroom environment. And this is where I'm going to show you some additional functions in the room. One of the things that I want to do here is show you guys the added value that Zoom Room has in or out of the Zoom meeting. Okay, I'm going to share with you a couple of ways that you can actually use the space. One is I told you, you can bring your phone, you can pair with a room, and a whiteboard that I work on at home on my laptop, you can just pair it in a few seconds. And look at these. Aren't these so cute? The cutest dinosaurs you've ever seen.
That's a handsome triceratops right there. It's the best one.
It is. Now, I am not in the office. This is your favorite right here? I'm sorry, I'm not in the meeting, Patrick. So this is all optional. The added value, again, of the collaboration that we give to you in your spaces. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. And just so you know, any edits that I do here is gonna save to the cloud, so it's gonna make it accessible on my phone. Another functionality is sharing content. I can share content, I told you, in or out of the meeting, but I'm just gonna be on a row here. Go to the Zoom client, bring your laptop. It could also work with phone as well. And just like that, within a matter of seconds, I could now be sharing content from my laptop without any dongles, without anything at all, right here. That's it, it's that simple. Now let's go ahead and come into the meeting. Because I invited the room, I have a one click to join. We support voice command as well. Hello, Zoom. Join meeting.
Do you want to join the meeting?
Yes.
Starting the meeting. Recording in.
Okay, so here I am, Patrick, and you are now hearing and seeing me from the built-in hardware. One of the things that I want to show you, again, sharing content into the meeting is just as easy as it was earlier. You really don't have to learn anything, folks. I can annotate on top of this content, and I also have another paired device. This Zoom room, this is in the podium right here, and I can be an instructor. You can see my continuous presence. Awesome, and I can also see the content that's being shared. That device is connected to the cloud. It's connected to the Wi-Fi, empowered. It could have been an iPad. Tons of flexibility of what we can do. And traditionally, if you did want to do a normal whiteboard, that's fine too. Digitize it, and now you can see it.
I wish I had this in my classroom, but I barely had a chalkboard because I grew up in the middle of Colorado. So this technology was beyond me.
With cows.
That's right. That's exactly right. With cows.
Okay, Patrick, this is a question for you. And if you don't want to answer it live, that's fine. But did you ever go cow tipping?
No, that's nothing. I was a farmer and a rancher. Those cows were ours. Why would I tip my own cows? That doesn't make any sense.
I could not agree with you more, but I had to just ask. I may or may have not grown up in Farmington, Missouri. I may or may not have tipped some of your cows over. I don't know. All right. Now, now, Patrick, I'm just going to walk this because we're out of time. This is another room layout, and we've got iPads on the table, a controller, we've got a Zoom room companion mode, and we've got a whiteboard companion. So if I wanted to just start a local whiteboard, I can from these iPads, different configurations, a lot of different functionality. So I could be an executive on my iPad here, whiteboarding or annotating on top of content. So just know that you've got a lot of that freedom and flexibility. Here's what I'm going to address about this room. Every Zoom room requires a computer, a tablet, a microphone, speakers, the TV, and how you build this is up to you. You've got a lot of freedom and flexibility, and we've got amazing partners and AV integrators that can basically just mold whatever you need. And Zoom Rooms is a software. It's the driving force behind the experience. So let me show you here in this room. We've got 3 cameras lined up. We're going to one click to join. Welcome to an Intelligent Director demonstration on Zoom Rooms version 6.1. We can now support not only the 3 cameras positioned at a V or horizontal on the top, but also a plus 4th camera. This 4th camera allows the keynote speakers to be represented in front of the conference room.
What's really interesting is that the complaints we get is that the far end finds it difficult to pick out every individual in the room. And so to be able to do that and also not be blocked by someone, and as I move around, it still tracks me, still picks me up wherever I go. It's a really much more democratized meeting experience.